What is up guys, Andy Forest Steam Runner here. Welcome back to another race vlog, and today is the day of the Western Super Mare Half Marathon. So welcome back to another race video, and as you can see I'm joined by the beautiful sea. We're down here in Western Super Mare, and yeah, we've got literally, I've got my GPS ready, we've got about 10 minutes to go, so it's a nice easy drive down here and we're going to have some fun today. We're going to be finishing over there on the Grand Pier, so we're going to be coming back from down from that way and finishing up a nice sprint finish up there. I cannot wait to get going. It is a beautiful day, wind is quite low, temperatures are perfect, sun is coming out. Let's have some fun today.
Over 2,000 competitors, all still smiling, all still special faces. Top four already out. Really scary already, that's incredible.
Come on, Andy! Come on! Get going, boy! Take to the front.
mate. Good job, buddy. Thank you. Good job, Adam.
Well done, make some noise for our next runner coming in. Andy Raynham. He's pushed that 76.58, your time for Forest Dean Athletics Club. Well done, Andy.
Eighth place, 1:07:14 official time. That was absolutely brutal. Going back onto the arcade, have some fun with the family, have some lunch, and I'll catch up shortly. So there we go, what an end to half marathon racing. Western Supermare half done and dusted. As I said in the clip before, 1:17 and 14 seconds was the official time. 8th place overall. And in terms of the race itself, I'm happy with how it went. I didn't finish strong in terms of the mile splits came down, but I was able to overtake a couple of people in the last couple of miles. I didn't get past once during the race, so very, very happy with that. Just started back in and around 10th or 11th and just chipped away. I only overtook about 3 people. It literally felt like a time trial. So let's go through the race. Let's give you a recap of how I felt. A deceiving course. It was a little bit hillier than I was expecting, if I'm completely honest with you. But first of all, a massive shout out, A, to the people that said hi to me and to the people who talked to me at the end. It was great to meet everybody and talk to all of you. And B, to the race organisers, really well marshalled, really well signposted, really great support, to be fair. It was a really well supported race. I really enjoyed it. And C, to my family. My family came down to see me. They had fun on the beach. I've seen all the pictures, all the kids on the beach. They went in the arcade afterwards. We had fish and chips, lunch. It was fan-flipping-tastic. And honestly, to see them at mile 8 or 9, which was some of the clips that you saw, oh man, it was so good. So let's roll through the race. So basically, I've explained the race before, but it starts off and you go out you kind of go out and do a loop and then come back down the same starting shoot that you do and before heading out onto the beach. So this first couple of miles I felt good, just settled into a rhythm. There was a good lead pack that went off and I just sat behind them. Sort of went round halfway around the loop and someone, if you're watching, I think you sent me some photos, shouted out, come on, get on the back of the pack, good luck Andy, and I really appreciate your support. I thought to myself, should I surge and try and get onto the back of them, but I thought actually no, I don't want to start off too hard and go out too fast. I'll just try and sit in this rhythm and go for it. We've run enough time trials of late, so I'm kind of used to it by now. So we got back around to the other half, ran the second mile. The second mile was the quickest mile, 5:36 or 5:37 or something like that, and I felt quite good at that point. Then we hit the beach. We ran on the beach. The beach section was about 0.8 of a mile, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I think I ran a 5:49 out there, and most of the beach was fine. There was a few bits that I found were a little bit soft, so my feet did sink in quite a bit. It was wheel spinning a bit, but most of it was fine. To be fair, it wasn't as bad as I thought. The way back was a different story. Anyway, we get over the beach, feeling good. Then we hit the first hill and I was prepared for that because someone had told me there was a decent hill there. Got up that and I was running with someone at that point, and at that point I just backed off the back of them. I just kind of wanted to conserve some energy at that point. I kind of felt like I was in control, but I also felt like I was working a little bit harder at that stage than I have in previous half marathons. over the recent weeks. So I thought, okay, just back off, get up the hill. And then we had a really, then that next section for a good mile or two was lovely and average sort of downhill, lovely and smooth, lovely and just kind of gentle on main roads, then off onto side tracks. And that was really nice. I really liked that bit. Got into a good rhythm, split some mid 540 miles. And I was thinking at that point, mile 4 and 5, thinking, okay, this is good. I feel all right. We've got the big hill out of the way. And then actually, before we get back towards the beach, I think it was around mile 6 or something, I did take a video of it. There was another hill that was chucked in there, which I wasn't expecting at all. And that was not as big as the first one, but it was decent. I backed off it. I think my pace went down to like 6:20 at that point. So I had to make it back up and squeak just under the 6-minute mile mark for that next mile, whatever it was. I can't remember now. But yeah, that was a bit of a cheeky one, took the sting out of the tail. So I was going at that point, mile 7, we hit the beach again, and we took a little bit of a different line, so we moved over to the left a little bit, and I kind of felt like the sand was a little bit softer that side to that side. Having said that, I ran a 5:49 on that beach section. Again, it didn't slow us down that much, but I did feel like I was working hard, so I was pleased to get off the beach the other end. And that's when the race really started to hurt. I was feeling okay at that point, but I knew in previous races I'd felt like this at like mile 9 or 10, and this was mile 8, and it was a little bit earlier than I wanted to be, feeling a little bit starting to tire a bit. So anyway, we headed back down Western Front. I could see a string of runners in front of me. Some of those runners were in groups before, and they were starting to string out, and I noticed I was reeling a couple of them in, so I just thought, well, stick at it, keep going, and if you can pick any of them off, great. So we ran back through Western. The town support there was incredible. Saw my wife, she cheered. That's where you saw the footage of me going past, and oh god, if I could have, you know, I needed a friendly face at that point. I felt really good, and the cheer of the crowd spurred me on. And I passed someone at that point. I kind of had that motion of pass them and go for it. So I passed them and went, and I could see another chap 50 yards up ahead. And then we hit a hill. Again, I was prepared for this hill. I knew it was there, and that was fine. It was tough at that point, but it was okay. I was kind of braced for this one. I knew about it. But the thing is, this is where the race kicked me in the ball bag. I got to the top of that hill, and then from there, there's about a mile out and then back, and that out was just rolling, permanently rolling. It was not flat. It was either up or down, and that really was the point where I went, okay, I'm starting to hang on now. And at that point I got a stitch as well. I haven't had a stitch in a race for ages, but I started to get a stitch in my left hand side. It was around mile 10.5, but I thought, no, do some belly breathing, and it kind of settled down. I did the belly breathing on the downhill so I could be a bit more relaxed, so I had to back off the pace a bit, and I think that's when I started splitting some 6-something miles. I just had to think to myself, if I want to finish this race in any decent shape, I've got to back off now to resolve this stitch. In through the nose, out through the mouth, get that diaphragm working, because it just felt like it wasn't. And then at that point we hit the turnaround. I saw the lead car coming back the other way, hit the turnaround point, came back. There was a couple of lads that I'd passed. I think they were about 50 to 100 meters behind me, and I thought to myself, I felt like they were reeling me in. Although I'd gone past them, I kind of felt like they were running stronger than me. So I just thought, no, just get your head down. You've got to get back and do the rollers before you hit a lovely downhill back into town. And when I got through all the rollers, and I was struggling at that point, the stitch was not going away. I was really starting to hurt. Hit 12 miles at that point. I turned around and I couldn't see them, so I thought, okay, I've put some daylight between me and the people behind. Now it's about cruising it into the finish. There's gonna be no sprint finish today. The pain of the stitch is insane. You just need to clock a decent time. So I think my 12th mile was like 5:58, and I thought that will do. That will, I don't need any heroics right now. That will do. And it was a lovely downhill, lovely finish along the seafront, and then we turned onto the pier and a nice run all the way down to the pier to the end to clock the 1:17.04, 8th place officially, I think. And then seeing my wife and kids at the end was absolutely lush. So overall, again, a massive thanks to Weston for putting on that race. It was a really well marshalled, well supported race. I enjoyed it. It caught me by surprise. It was more undulating than I thought. The flat section in mile 1 and 2 was good, and then coming back along the beach and running through the town again, that was flat. Other than that, either side it was a bit rolly. So to finish in that time, to finish in 8th place, to take people, to not get past, I'm happy. I ran strong. I ran to my best ability. The stitch, I didn't let it hold me back. I had to slow a bit, but I felt strong, and I'm just grateful for another half marathon in the bank. And yeah, a massive well done to all of you who raced this weekend. Great South Run, Western Supermare half. I think Chester's this half is this weekend. And then wherever you are over the world, what a great weekend for running. So guys, once again, thank you so much for your support. As always, what a way to wrap it up. That was a tough one, but I'm proud of it. Top 10 position again. I'll take it all day long. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Until then.